Hi, guys. I'm here to talk to you about Andrew Jackson and Native Americans. First thing we need to know is that Andrew Jackson, before he was even president, had a long history of being a fierce Indian fighter. He had many campaigns to try to drive out Native Americans in Georgia, and especially helped the United States acquire Florida from the Spanish in 1819 because of his many Indian pursuits there. So again, Jackson had a long history of fighting against Native Americans, and once he becomes president, that policy is going to continue. Up until Jackson's presidency, the United States did not have a specific policy towards Native Americans, but that is going to change. When he becomes president, the United States adopts this removal policy. Prior to this, remember, Native Americans and whites just had their own skirmishes from time to time, but now it's going to become the official policy of the United States to remove Indians west. And so that is executed with, in 1830, the Indian Removal Act, again, passed by Congress while Jackson was president. And this required the different tribes to move to present day Oklahoma. And you can see the different routes, whether it's the Creek Indians in yellow, the Chickasaw in purple, the Seminole in red, and so forth, and the Cherokee as well in blue. So all of these Indians were forced to move west. Why? Because whites wanted the land for growing various crops. The Cherokee Indians in particular were a very advanced tribe. And it was interesting because sometimes the whites said that the Indians needed to be removed because they were uncivilized. But clearly it didn't matter what the case was. Whites just wanted the land, because here you have Cherokee having many schools, sawmills, even some owned slaves. They had their own alphabet, their own newspaper. It did not matter. No matter what, Indians were being forced to move west. The Cherokee in particular tried to fight against the Indian Removal Act. They took it to court, and eventually in a famous Worcester v. Georgia decision, the Supreme Court, led by John Marshall, actually ruled in favor of the Cherokee Nation. They said that the United States did not have jurisdiction over that Native American land. Jackson, as he was president, didn't care. He basically kind of said whatever and said, all right, let's see the Supreme Court enforce the laws. And he just continued to remove the Indians. And so clearly an example of Jackson and the presidency overstepping their boundaries, seeing that he is supposed to be the one enforcing the laws. So with that, this is going to lead to the Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears refers to a specific forced march of the Cherokee Indians. And here you can see them being kind of forced at gunpoint to leave their homes and start this 650-mile journey westward. So they had to leave they were mostly located in Georgia, as you can see down here, and they had to go through the mountains up this way over to Indian Territory, or present day Oklahoma. Notice this is one of your Quizlet terms. It's in red. Definitely know it. About 15,000 Cherokee were forced to go on this journey, mostly by foot. Imagine walking from here until basically Washington, D.C., all on foot. They were not given adequate food. All walks of life, all ages of Indians were forced to make this journey. And unfortunately, about a quarter of the Cherokee tribe, about 4,000 of them died along this way, hence the name Trail of Tears. So that explains how Andrew Jackson dealt with the Native Americans. Thanks, guys.